Join Town Pump's Pump It Up Rewards Plus program and never pay full price for fuel again.
Save 5 cents on every gallon every day at any Town Pump across Montana.
Plus, earn and redeem points on your favorite in-store items to get free stuff with our clubs.
Stop in and pick up a rewards card. Download the Pump It Up Rewards Plus app today.
Or visit townpump.com/rewards to register and start saving.
Town Pump. Right down the road. Pump it up. Oh, yeah.
Dischon Thomas, head coach Travis DeCuire. Coach, we'll start with you. That's the 6th season sweep of Montana State in your 10 years here. Another win in the Big Sky Conference standings. Kind of your first thoughts on the win?
Fun. They're always fun when the crowd comes with high energy. It's an emotional win for us. We talked about being emotionally engaged, but also be stable at the same time because we knew there would be some lulls in the game. I thought this is probably as well as we played in this matchup in a long time, if not in all of our games, in terms of getting off to a good start and then sustaining it for 40 minutes. I thought the guys were locked in. One of the things we talked about on Monday was what we call a hustle chart. And, you know, if we don't allow our opponent to play harder than us, we'll win way more games than we won't. And I think tonight was an example of what we can be when we're locked in on performing in terms of the hustle areas. I think there's no question we won the hustle chart. When you have two guys with double-doubles in the same night, it says a lot about how you're playing defense, but also some of our second, third opportunities on the offensive side of the ball is what spread it out for us. And, you know, this guy over here to my left, Aanen Moody, has a tendency to catch fire when the ball goes in the basket once or twice, and obviously tonight was one of those nights. But, you know, we challenge guys like Dischon and Lou to set the tone. When they go get offensive rebounds, when they get loose balls, when they block shots, when they dive in the floor for loose balls, the team follows with that energy, and I thought the big fellas did that tonight, including Dischon. And then he was challenged defensively a lot with a lot of switching, and to have his length and size, be able to stay in front of the guards and not allow them to score over the top or get around it, really set the tone for us defensively. So it was a team effort tonight.
Aanen, Josh hit that three with like 12 minutes to go, and they had to call a timeout. You went over by the student section for a minute. Is that just you soaking in your last Cat-Griz at home?
Yeah, a little bit of that, and just trying to keep the crowd engaged. We had a great 6-man in terms of the people that showed out and gave energy. So my intention was to just keep that going in the last 12 minutes of the game.
And just playing in this rivalry one last time, what was it like for you?
It was amazing. Just the outcome of it. Getting a win. The way that we did it too, we had a long week of practice, and we had a lot of intentions that we wanted to set for this game, and we achieved our goals. Not just on the scoreboard, but in terms of the hustle chart that Coach was referring to.
Travis, all your seniors played really well in this game. So, what can you say about them?
Love them. I think what I love most about these guys is they allow me to challenge them. They allow me to coach them. They allow me to raise the bar and have high expectations for their performance every day. And they've been challenged as much as probably their entire career this week, and they respond. And that's what makes this fun for me individually. And hopefully it's just fun for them too when they come together and play the way they play.
Moody, how would you describe the atmosphere as you guys are closing that first half on a big run, and then how much are you feeding off of that to start the second half on another run?
I would describe it as the best in the country. You can't beat that. Not only was the amount of people surprising, but the way that everybody showed up and had a voice and played a part in the win, it was amazing.
Coach, in the first 10 minutes of the second half, all of your points came from the three-point line or free throw line. How does that come about? Is that strategic, or is that just the way the game flowed today?
Some of it was the way the game flowed. Some of it came from offensive rebounds. And when you have Dischon and Lou crashing offensive glass the way they did and throwing it back out, that's a hard shot to keep someone from getting because everyone's in the paint rebounding. So some of it came from that, some of it out of transition. So there were some shots that were designed, set plays or in transition, something we looked for, but a lot of it was just from scratch.
Dischon, I can tell you about your matchup. You dominated it pretty well, both sides tonight. So tell me about the preparation coming into this week.
We knew they were a good team. We knew they was going to come in and be ready for us. So just like Coach mentioned, just hustle, just going out there and just playing hard and see what happens. And I think we did a good job of that today.
Trevor, when he protects the rim like he did in this game, how big is that for you guys defensively?
I say it all the time, I says to tell him, when he makes those types of plays, it energizes his teammates. You have a leader that's going to make the hustle plays, the block shots, the contest, the offensive rebounds, the loose balls, then everyone feels that they're obligated to do it as well. And so that's why they win.
When it comes to matching up with Robert Ford, what did you guys do particularly well there?
You know me, I don't like to give a scout.
How important do you think it was just slowing him down?
It was huge, you know, and look, he had 30 and we still won, but I didn't want to feel like we had to score 80 to win. And we wanted to keep them in the 50s, 60s if we could. You know, he's explosive in the ball screens. He's explosive in the dribble handoffs if you give him room. And we just wanted to stay attached all night long. And we wanted to take a couple strikes away from him and see if he could play to some things that he hadn't shown on film that he plays to. And he wasn't aggressive in those areas.
What are going to be the keys for you guys to carry this momentum into the final few games of the regular season into the conference tournament?
Just keep playing hard. Just keep playing hard. Keep playing for one another. You know, it's hard because there's a lot of explosive offenses in our conference, and defensively it's very difficult to help when you know the guy you're leaving is a really good scorer. And so you have to trust that your teammate's going to do the same thing for you while you're helping someone else. We call it help the helper. And we did that at a high level tonight. And if we continue to have the same trust and the same energy, we'll be fine down the stretch.
Moody, tonight early on, the Bobcats were very physical and, you know, celebrating, you know, with their after they would knock down a shot. And pretty soon you responded by blowing a kiss to the crowd after a made bucket. Were you feeding off of their energy a little bit and kind of giving them a taste of their own medicine with that, or just keeping, you know, the Moody style?
Yeah, we had the numbers tonight, so I just wanted to shut it down. And, you know, when you get the crowd involved like that, you know, it's hard, our team playing on the road, to be able to, you know, come together and fight through the adversity of not only the other team making shots, but the crowd getting into it. So that was my intention.
Awesome. And then in the first half, you had a layup there where you went deep in your bag, kind of flipped it over your head there, and that was your 1,500th career point. Congratulations, by the way. What's it like getting to go in the huddle and celebrate that thanks to a timeout?
I didn't even know. I didn't even know until halftime. A couple guys congratulated me, but you know that wasn't the goal. You know, of this game, it was just a nice little cherry on top.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Legal tip of the day. If you have contact with law enforcement, everything you say can be used against you. Be very polite, respect the badge, and simply say, please let me call my attorney, Dwight Schultz.
You know, obviously, you know, in a rivalry game like this, you've got, you know, a lot of passion and intensity, you know, coming into the game, and a great opportunity for us to play in these moments. And I thought in the first half we, you know, stuck to our script pretty well. It was a pretty close game those first 20 minutes. You know, with about a minute to go in the first half, the lead stretched from 5 to 10, and then they were able to piggyback that on, you know, the start of the second half and build some momentum to separate. But you know, tip your hat to Montana. They've got really experienced guard play and did a great job on the offensive glass tonight, which was a killer in addition to obviously Moody and the three-point shooting. So yeah, that was the story of the game.
Rob, this team has lost 4 games in a row now. Is there anything that, you know, can connect these games in terms of what this team needs to improve on at the moment?
I think, you know, coming out, following our scout, doing everything, you know we want to do. And, you know, just let a couple of tough ones go with us.
Coach had mentioned how the first couple minutes of this game, you are trading the lead. Then they eventually just get on a little run and go up by 10 at halftime. Is there anything that the team stops doing at that point, or that UM does, that accounts for them to just get that little bit of momentum?
It's a game of runs. You know, they just got hot, you know, late in the half. They had a couple tough shots.
What was the biggest challenge with trying to slow them down beyond the three-point line?
I just think they were hitting a lot of tough shots. I think we had a lot of hands in their faces, and they made tough ones.
Eddie, I'm sorry you don't have a microphone in front of you, but can you take us through how your game kind of came together as a season high in field goal attempts for you? Was there anything about this game that lent itself to just looking for your shot a little bit more?
No, every day, we practice the shots that we want to take. In different games, guys focus on Robert Ford or Brian Garacki, or different games have different openings. And the way we're designed is, for anybody on the team to have the most attempts, any given night. So, we saw the openings that we prepared for, and they would take advantage of those.
What was it like for you going up against that guard, trio almost that they have? How difficult were they to kind of cover?
Honestly, we just feel like we dropped the ball ourselves. It wasn't really them that beat us, which gives us excitement. I think there's a lot of things that we can clean up ourselves as players. Our coaches are putting us in the right spot. It's just about going out there and executing.
Anything else for Rob Reddy?
Yeah. Do you guys want to play this team again come March, come tournament time? Are you guys looking forward to playing Montana again?
Absolutely. Since the day we came together, we've always talked about whatever it takes. It takes what it takes, whatever it takes for us to be the best team we can be in March. Not January or February. So, this is just another bump in the road, and growth isn't easy, isn't always fun. But we're just gonna stick together, and when we see them again, we're gonna be ready.
Now that's 4 in a row on the wrong side of things. What's the preparation look like to turn things around in the last few games here?
I think it's just coming in and focusing and listening to our coaches and executing our scout day in and day out. I think we plan on playing to do that. So this following week I think we'll do the same thing.
Great, thanks you guys.
Join Town Pump's Pump It Up Rewards Plus program and never pay full price for fuel again.
Save 5 cents on every gallon every day at any town pump across Montana.
Plus, earn and redeem points on your favorite in-store items to get free stuff with our clubs.
Stop in and pick up a rewards card. Download the Pump It Up Rewards Plus app today.
Or visit townpump.com/rewards to register and start saving.
Right down the road, pump it up, yeah.
What makes Montana so hard to guard?
Just their experience and connectedness. They have very well-defined roles. Everyone knows who they are. And this isn't the first year that they've been in those roles. It's the second, if not third. They have a system that they've been executing and working on, during that entire time. And they're disciplined and well coached. So good teams, make you pay when you make mistakes. And certainly these guys were able to do that tonight. When we did slip up on the offensive glass or in transition. They made shots, they made the right reads and passes, and that's what experienced teams do. So, the part that's exciting for us is, we're new. Each of these experiences allow us to see something and learn something different. And while we've lost 4 games in a row, we've had leads in 3 of those 4 that were pretty sizable. We've shown that we can play with anybody in the conference, and we've got to see the forest of the trees in that.
To what extent, if at all, do you agree with Eddie's assessment of some of tonight was self-inflicted rather than just what the Griz are doing to you?
Yeah, we made mistakes. I'm sure they did too. And then sometimes, when you make a mistake on defense, the players still have to make shots, and they made a nice run there, kind of capitalizing on those. I thought we played a pretty clean game offensively. We didn't have a lot of turnovers, and it was really the offensive glass and the three-point line.
You mentioned Montana's experience. When they have all their seniors play well, how hard is that team to beat?
Yeah, that's the story of college basketball right now, right? The older you are, the more you've been together, the better off you're going to be. And and so you see that from them. You know, I think you know, we've grown throughout the year, but it's just one of those things where the process is the process, and you know, it takes time to develop, you know, those intricacies of you know, where's my teammate in this situation? Are we both reading the same thing on offense and defense? And so we're growing through those right now.
You mentioned Montana going on that run to end the first half and then run again to start the second half. What did you feel made the biggest difference there? And was there anything during the halftime break you guys tried to change?
We certainly talked about the offensive rebounds. I think they had 8 or 10 offensive rebounds in the first half. You know, I thought we got the ball to the front of the rim or deep in the paint a couple times late in that first half, and either didn't convert or, you know, didn't make the next pass to a teammate that would have resulted in an uncontested shot as opposed to a highly contested shot. And those are some of the situations that we're growing through. You know, if you're down 5 and 2 of those paint touches become kick-out threes, you might be up 1 instead of down 10 at the half, and then obviously, you know, Jackson Knapp hit that 3 in transition at the end. To take it from 7 to 10. So, you know, runs like that take on both parts of the half. You don't necessarily feel quite as much in the moment because you're spread out by halftime, but that was really where the game kind of got separated from us.
When they go on those runs and the crowd gets into it like it did tonight, how does that affect your team?
I thought our guys were poised, you know, throughout the experience. That's what you're going to see in postseason play and in March, and so those are good for us. These are the type of games and rivalries you dream about playing in and coaching in as a kid, and you know, obviously we'd like to be on the other side of things, but it's good for us to go through these adversities and see what we're made of and keep our guys connected like they have been all year. This is really a group that has been focused on playing our best basketball at the end of the year, and you know, as Eddie alluded to, growth isn't always pretty and it isn't always in a straight line, but we've had some really high highs, and you know, we know what we're capable of, and hopefully we can show that here in the next month.
When Montana's first 6 or 7 field goals in the second half were all 3-pointers, is there some level of frustration that comes out, you know, not just from you but from everybody at that time, and how do you go about collectively trying to course correct in real time?
Yeah, I mean, you've got Moody and Vasquez and Thomas, who are all, you know, high percentage 3-point shooters, and obviously that's a focal point of your defensive game plan to try to take that away, and so when that doesn't happen, it's frustrating. I thought some of the shots were decently contested, and some of them were self-made errors. So you know, we've got to own those. We can't have a lot of my bads in March. At the same token, you know, their guys stepped up and made the shots, and you got to react to them.
Anything else for Coach? Thanks, Coach. Cool.
Schulte Law Firm, legal tip of the day: never consent to a search. Always inform law enforcement that they need to procure a warrant if they want to search your vehicle or your residence. One exception: if you are at the border.